Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rollout. I'm Lindsay Rousseau.
And I'm Genevieve Marie. And today we are going to talk about our 5 top games that are coming out in 2022.
So stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so obviously a lot of great games have already come out this year. You know, we talked about Horizon Forbidden West, but there's still quite a few coming out later this year, and we thought it would be cool to share with you all the ones we're most looking forward to.
Yeah, there is a huge list of games that are coming out this year. That is in part due to delays due to the panoramic.
Yep.
However, and there are still pushbacks happening because of it, but we have a ton of games coming out this year, and Lindsay and I we both chose 2, and then we're coming together on one top pick for you guys. And I will start out with my first pick, which is Forspoken.
Yes. If anyone is interested, please watch our interview with Todd Staswick because he is one of the writers on Forspoken.
Yes. Forspoken, it just looks like an absolutely amazing, beautiful game with intense gameplay that I really haven't seen the like. I guess the closest that I can describe it to is probably Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more aerial acrobatics and a lot more aerial tricks that you can do in this game as well. Forspoken, for those of you who don't know, is an RPG, and it's developed by Luminous Productions, and it's going to be published by Square Enix, and it's coming out October 11th, 2022 of this year. It will be for Microsoft Windows and PlayStation 5 only, which makes me sad. It's going to be a PS5 exclusive release for 2 years before they even start to think about making a release for PlayStation 4 or even maybe moving on to other consoles. But it's a really amazing looking game. Again, like I said, if you look at the gameplay that they have released so far, you can do a ton of aerial tricks. It looks like with the cape she has, you can fly, you have a few magic tricks that you can do. The entire world looks really amazing, and the monster designs are really cool too.
Yeah. I mean, it looks beautiful. It really does. And I mean, you can pre-order now. There's actually 2 editions they're putting out. There's a standard edition and a deluxe a deluxe edition as well.
Basically, the gist of the story is it's kind of very Marvel in a way. The protagonist, Frey Holland, played by Ella Balinska, is a young woman who is magically somehow transported from New York to a fantasy world, Athea, and she has to learn how to use magical powers and how to use and the things that she has been given at the beginning of her journey to survive in order to find her way home. And there it looks like she comes into conflict right away with the nobles and the tyrants that rule the land. And so it looks like it's going to be part political drama, part fantasy, part sort of almost not really coming of age story, but more of a 20-somethings sort of finding yourself and, you know, finding your footing type of story, which I think is completely different from a coming of age story. For me, coming of age stories, it's like Spirited Away, you know, where you're going through a lot of life changes and turning into, you know, becoming a young adult. And, you know, learning responsibility, learning, you know, the world's not fair and all that kind of stuff. Whereas the 20-somethings is very different. That is the part of your life where you are a young adult, and you do have to start actually figuring some real shit out for yourself, because life It's not the way that your parents or your teachers or anybody has told you, you know, when you start actually looking for jobs and trying to find your way in the world. It's not as straightforward as, you know, go to high school, go to college, get a job, you know, start a family if that's your thing. So it looks really interesting. That was my first pick. And Linsay, what is your first pick?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with God of War Ragnarok from Santa Monica Studios and Sony Interactive. It is going to be coming out for PlayStations 4 and 5. Of course, it was one of those that was delayed due to COVID-19. We still don't have an exact release date, but we have been promised it will be coming out in 2022. I'm assuming all are familiar with the God of War franchise, but this will be the 9th installment in the series. It's a sequel to 2018's God of War, and it's actually going to end up taking place 3 years after the events of the previous game, which was Fimbulwinter. Basically, that's the great winter that spanned, 3 summers. It's coming to a close, and the prophets have said that Ragnarok will begin once Fimbulwinter comes to an end. So for this one, we're now following a teenage Atreus. I will say, if you haven't played the previous games, I'm sure you'll be able to jump right into this one, but it does seem like they are going to be basing this game off of, the revelations that happened at the end of the last game. He's seeking answers to questions about his new identity. And of course, he is also looking for a way to prevent Ragnarok. So Kratos and Atreus, they're kind of going out on their own. We're going to get some new baddies. Maybe, possible baddies, possible goodies. We're going to be getting the Norse God of War Tyr. We also know that we're going to be meeting Thor and Freya, who apparently will now possibly no longer be allies. So I'm a huge fan of the God of War franchise. And they just seem to outdo themselves with every new iteration that comes out. Santa Monica Studios, I think, just does an amazing job when it comes to storytelling. Of course, the voice acting is always phenomenal. I'm really excited to see what new gameplay elements that they're gonna implement in. I do know what some of them are, but I can't talk about them because I've seen them. Yes. Needless to say, I am very, very excited about this iteration. And obviously a lot of other people are too, because it actually won the Game Award for Most Wanted Game and Most Anticipated Game from the 2020 Golden Joystick Awards, and also the PlayStation Blog Awards. So yeah, looks like lots of people are really excited about God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, God of War is the last one that they put out, phenomenal. So I'm pretty certain that they'll knock it out of the park with this one. I I really hope that in this one they just go completely scorched earth, because you can't have the title Ragnarok without everybody
end of days,
everybody expecting things to go like shitballs crazy. So I'm pretty excited for that one. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so this one has been my this one has been on my favorites list for years now. Ever since I heard the concept and the fact that it's almost finished. They don't have a release date for it yet. It's coming out this year though, in 2022, and it is none other than the game where you can play a cat, Stray. Stray is it's so cute. I can't. So Stray is exactly the fuel that I need for my soul. You literally play a cat, a stray cat who's lost and separated from his family. And she, I'm not sure.
Whatever
the cat is, they must go through this ancient mystery to escape this long forgotten city that is also somehow cyberpunk themed, and there's no humans. It is completely populated with humanoid robots, and there are like other organic life forms that live in this world, but they are evil. And they're coming to get the cat. And that, like, when I first saw the gameplay and the first trailer for this, I really almost broke down into like an anxious little fit. It was because when you see like the little things, like they're kind of like mice, but they're like a weird sort of alien organic take on mice, and they're coming at the cat, and you see an animal in danger, and you're just like,
no, I know, it's a visceral reaction.
Oh my God. And then the added on to the layer that you are responsible for keeping this cat safe and returning them home is just, that's a lot of pressure to put on a player, especially with a cat that looks so lifelike, because
oh my gosh, the animation is just like insane.
The animation is absolutely beautiful. The way that they were able, I mean, they must have put like a cat in a mocap suit or something. They had to, because just the movements are perfect. The sound design is great because the cat sounds exactly like a cat. They must have just gotten a Maine Coon or something in there. It's usually always a Maine Coon that they record because they're so vocal.
Right.
And it sounds like a cat. It looks like a cat, walks like a cat, and you get to be that cat. You get to control it, and also the entire world is shot on a different viewing level than you would any other game, because it's from the perspective of the cat.
Yeah, it's so like camera's all down here. Yeah.
Right. So everything is shot at a lower perspective. And so you get a really cool look at something that a world that's already really interesting and well developed, and it's a beautiful little world that they made. The best that I can describe it as is probably if Blade Runner met Spirited Away. That's exactly what it looks like. But you're not only just discovering this world that is already beautiful, but you're discovering it from a perspective that you normally wouldn't in games, unless you're on crouch, unless you play in crouch all the time. But oh my God, it's so beautiful, and I can't wait for this to come out. Right now, it's on. I think you can pre-order it on Steam.
Okay.
Or you can add it to your wish list. That's what it is. You can add it to your wish list on Steam. I'm not exactly sure where else it's coming out. I think it's coming out only on Windows and Steam. I'm gonna find a way to play this.
Right? I
mean, it looks like, so beautiful.
It's cat videos meet video games. I mean, what's like better than that?
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It looks gorgeous. All right, I could go on forever about this game. So what's your second pick, Linsay?
Okay, so my second pick is going to be Starfield. So this game has been teased for so long now, but obviously Bethesda is known for like their epic open world games. You know, they're the ones who gave us Elder Scrolls, and for this, and obviously Fallout. So for this, we're going to space. It's going to be a first-person role-playing, single-player game, adventure game. But from the devs that I've talked to, this game is going to be so vast. Like, apparently, there is just so many places to go in the game. Which kind of, it reminded me a little bit about what they were trying to do with Star Wars, The Old Republic. You had all the different systems you could go to. So apparently this is just going to be even bigger than, Elder Scrolls or Fallout 76 was, because obviously we're in space. There's more places we can go. We don't know a ton about the game yet. We do know that it's set 300 years in the future, and the player is going to embark on this epic journey in order to answer humanity's greatest mysteries. The game was actually originally trademarked in 2013, so that's how far back this goes. I know it wasn't formally announced until E3 2018 when they also released Elder Scrolls 6. But yes, they are in the finals of it. It is going to be released November 11th is the set release date for this. They also used Elon Musk's SpaceX program as inspiration for how they're going to deal with space in this game, which I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And another fun fact that I thought, yeah, I don't know. And another thing I thought was really interesting. So apparently back in February of 2021, they held a charity auction for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the prize was the opportunity to design a character for the game. Nobody knows who the winning bidder was, but they won for $15.4 thousand. So yay to Bethesda for that. So
yeah, that's really cool.
I know come November 11th, I'm gonna probably be losing many hours of my life to this game. And if you haven't watched the videos for it, they do have some teaser videos out there, as with all these games we've talked about, actually. So yeah, check those out.
Right. All the art looks absolutely beautiful, the concept art, and it definitely does. I mean, like even the poster art looks like something of an old Spielberg movie.
Yeah, I mean, it says they were kind of, influenced by like, the 1940s. And obviously, Fallout is known for their sort of like retro-y feel as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This definitely has its own flavor. It looks like, it looks fun. I can't wait to see a little bit more. I would love to see some gameplay.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess I should say this is going to be available for the Xbox Series X and for PCs. So I might have to look at getting an Xbox because I do not currently have one. I'm a PlayStation person. But yeah.
There are a lot of things that I looked at and I was like, do I want to cover something that I can't play? And I'm like, but I'll find a way.
I was gonna say, I know friends. I will be like,
right, exactly. I was just gonna say that's what friends are for.
Can I just borrow your Xbox for like, I don't know, 2 months?
For like a million years.
Yeah.
So our last game that we have on our list, and again, these are just 5 games that caught Linsay's and I attention. These are absolutely not to say that these are the best games that are coming out this year, or B, the only games that are coming out this year. There are so many other AAA games that are coming out this year, so many indie games, and then other games that were supposed to come out this year that are coming out
that are now coming out.
2023. So this
and
is,
you know
this
what, dates are always and dates are always shifting. I mean, there's still a chance some of these might get pushed to 2023, and there's a chance some of the 2023 games might be done early, which doesn't really happen, but sometimes it happens and might come out in 2022. So obviously, keep up to date. But exactly. So our last one is from the DC universe. Which DC has done some pretty good video games in the past.
Okay, look, DC has put out amazing Batman games.
Yes.
Like, honestly, anything Batman that they touch usually is pretty good.
Yes.
And Batman is easy. I'm not going to say it's hard to mess up, but if you get the right creatives on it who understand Batman, it usually...
And it doesn't hurt if Mark Hamill is in the cast as well, because that just, Right.
Yeah. All right. So Gotham Knights is coming out. And this one, when I saw the trailer, I got goosebumps because it just opens up. Batman is dead. That's not a spoiler. That is the premise of the game.
Front page, very first sentence of the description of the game. Yeah.
Also, yes, you go to the Gotham Knights, their homepage. Literally first description. Batman is dead. And so it's an RPG, and you're going to be able to explore the streets of Gotham City.
Yeah.
But you are also going to be able to play multiple characters, which I find awesome. And you're going to be able to play the Red Hood, Robin, Batgirl, and Nightwing.
Yep.
Very amazing. I love it. You can play the entire Bat family. Well, almost the entire Bat family.
Entire Bat family. I mean, honestly,
most of the Bat family.
I saw this and I was like, oh, it's Titans in a video game. Because, you know, if anyone knows, like, Titans is, I think, one of the best television shows that's out there. Whether or not they were influenced by that, I don't know. I mean, obviously games are usually in development a lot longer, but yeah.
Like, I honestly, I mean, they did, I believe they did an animated film.
They did.
Of this concept.
Like 15 years ago. I think it was,
yeah. And this looks so much better.
Oh, the graphics, the concept art all looks absolutely.
The story looks like it's going to be a lot, like it's going to take the death of Batman a lot more seriously. The stakes are so much higher. I mean, when you start off that Batman is dead, that's already high stakes. That's, you know, you're already starting off with a bang. Amazing. I love that. Yeah. But then at the end of the trailer, you see that they're also going to introduce whatchamacallit, the owls.
Oh. Yes.
Talon. I mean, Talon is their main, like, dude that they send out to kill people, the assassin, but Gotham Owls.
Okay.
Let me look this up real quick.
1 second. And the one thing I love is it looks like that these characters that you can play as are all going to have really fleshed out backstories, you know, like not only do they have, you know, their fighting styles to separate them, but it looks like they put a lot of thought into these backstories. Like Red Hood, if anyone knows Red Hood from the comics, from the animated, from Titans, whatever, he's an anti-hero, and true to form, they are keeping him an anti-hero in this game. So that makes me very excited.
Oh my God, when I saw the guns, I was like,
yeah,
oh, that's exciting. Oh, and like, and the carnage, like, it's also the Court of Owls.
Court of Owls. Okay.
It has been so long since I have read that book.
Yeah.
I think I read it when it came out, and then I absolutely forgot about it because we are so inundated with so much other crap all the time. But anyway, it's the Court of the Owls with the Talon. So like when you go from like Batman is dead, and then you go like they're fighting Mr. Freeze at one point, you know, they're, you know, beating up on bad guys. But then they show the Court of the Owls and Talon, which obviously is going to be their big bad. That's really interesting too, because it keeps everything ramped up. To me, this looks like a high-speed ride that is going to be really, really fun.
Yeah.
And like you said, Lindsay, it looks like you're going to be able to develop multiple play styles throughout this game, just because of the fact that you have all these different characters that you can play.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Well, and the other good thing about this is that it doesn't really matter what platform you have, because it's coming to everything. So it will be available for PS5, PS4, Xbox X, Xbox One, and PC. So everybody gets to play Gotham Knights. And it will be coming out October 25th. So, you know, finish up playing Forspoken and then move on to Gotham Knights. And then you can move on to, you know, Starfield. So, you know, just you got time, hopefully, to just all of these.
And then whenever the beautiful cat game comes out, Stray is still on the top of my list. I love feel like it's gonna make you so peaceful.
You're just gonna play this and then or very stressed out, because like if anything threatens my cats, I'm just
so stressed. So I think it is definitely going to, because also the sound design is so gorgeous. Beautiful. The sound design is also really gorgeous. The music, the score sounds incredibly peaceful, just like you're relaxing in a nice garden. However, then you have, I think it will back and forth between being lovely and peaceful and have these like beautiful quiet moments to holy shit, oh my God, this cat is in danger and I am absolutely responsible if anything happens to it.
I feel like that's the game we're going to be playing in between all these other high stakes games. You know, it's like when you've gotten too stressed out from, you know, Gotham Knights or from God of War, it's like now you just switch to the cat game. Just switch to
when Steve saw, because I showed him, I'm like, look at the gameplay. Look at the gameplay. Look, it's a cat. He's like, I'm going to lose you to this, aren't I? I'm like, yeah. Yes, you will.
I think we're going to lose many people to this game. All right, well, that's our top 5 of 2022. Of course, let us know your thoughts. Are you excited about these games? What games are you excited about? We're very interested to know how you're feeling about the state of games for this year as we progress through.
Yeah, so please, if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do the thing, do neither of the thing. We're very glad you're here watching. And this has been the rollout, and we'll geek with you next week.
Bye.
Bye.